Yeah, these hats, I mean, it's good that you've got something like this, and I checked out the website before I came today, and at the moment the prices are very low, and you shouldn't get scared. You know, the auctions, you think auctions are going to be huge amounts of money, and there are a couple of items that will go for a lot of money, but things like this, you know, really, whether it's a few hundred baht or a couple of thousand baht, it's still a good buy, and of course it's going to benefit the kids. Now, what we've got next, guys?
Lovely. This is donations by Stephen Leather. We have a Richard North Patterson, his latest book, which is signed inside. Lovely, that's very nice. Then we've got an absolute classic. Stephen Leather himself wrote, this is probably his best book, The Chinaman, and it's lovely. And that is signed inside by Stephen to the Jesters, Care for Kids, by Stephen Leather. So that's nice, that's personalised for him. And that's a first edition. So it's the only one he has left. So, and then again, Stephen did a function with Sir Bobby Charlton, one of England's most famous footballers. His latest autobiography, My Man United Years, and it's signed inside by Bobby Charlton. Thank you very much for supporting the Jesters Care for Kids Jesters charity drive.
It's funny that that's what he's written. It's the same that Stephen's written, and of course, really, we should be thanking them for it.
Well, I wrote something out for Stephen to put in the books, and I think he just handed it to us. Can you write that in the book? So, but very nice. I mean, for a Man United fan, that's got to be something that's worthwhile.
Okay, so now what about the music? Who's going to talk to me about the music?
No, we both are.
Both are. Are you going to fight over this? Okay.
These are amazing. Woody's met up with Peter Makowski, who's probably, without doubt, is the greatest rock critic, journalist in the world at the moment. Okay. So he works mainly for classic rock. That's what his love, and that's what he writes so well about. And he's now, to Woody, he's now sending us all these marvellous autographed albums.
Okay. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Oh, well, my favourite is the Motorhead one.
Okay, now this is the live album.
Live album, double live album, signed by Lemmy on the front. Fantastic.
Evidently it's very unusual for Lemmy to sign things.
Okay.
So that's really good. A lot of Motorhead fans in this town too.
Sure.
Yes. How about you, Woody?
Well, after that, I'm a Steve Winwood fan, besides a Led Zeppelin fan.
Okay.
But I mean, isn't everybody a Led Zeppelin fan? But where's the Steve Winwood? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Steve Winwood. I've grew up with Traffic, and I remember when this guy used to get out of high school and was playing for the Spencer Davis Group, you know. And I thought, wow, what a wonderful lifestyle that guy's got. But he's a virtuoso. He's a one-of-a-kind. He plays so many instruments. He's a great songwriter. Sure. And Traffic, especially the three-man Traffic, was Jim Capaldi and Chris Wood were fantastic. That's his latest solo.
Okay.
Again from Peter Magowski.
He was in Blind Faith as well.
Yeah, he wrote the best songs for Blind Faith.
Okay, now we've got some other Rush. They're a Canadian band, aren't they?
Yes, progressive rock band. All three of their signatures on the front cover of their latest album. Snakes and Arrows.
Snakes and Arrows, okay.
Superb. Woody?
This is interesting, yeah. This is, again, Peter Magowski from Classical Rock Magazine was interviewing Jack Bruce from the Cream, right? He was a bass player and singer for Cream. And Jack Bruce just had a solo album that came out, and he could have signed that, but he figured his signature would be worth more on this, an old Cream Wheels of Fire CD. Yeah,
fantastic.
So
okay, so we've also got that, and we've got Ian Hunter as well, the Artful Dodger. Now there's a time with Ian Hunter, of course, because the guys, Casino Steel and Honest John Plain, they were in, and they signed this CD. In fact, they signed inside. We did a thing with that previously when the guys were in town, and they also signed Ian Hunter's Dirty Laundry for you.
They both appeared on that one as well, so they were right. We've also got a Whitesnake CD here. It's the single off the album, and it's signed on the front by David Coverdale, which is a nice item. Whitesnake, David Coverdale was in Deep Purple, then had even more success with Whitesnake. So that's a really nice item to have as well.
And what just arrived today is another one, Good to Be Bad by Whitesnake, signed by the rest of the band. Okay. So we got a beautiful set here, which should take some vigorous...
Well, this is all good stuff. I mean, music is all... It's funny now because, yes, we can download anything, you know, for next to nothing or for nothing, but to have something with the band's signature, and I think for I was going to say old guys like us, but I'm not quite sure I'm your guys' age, but there is something lovely and tangible of having that in your hand. Although we all have our our music stored electronically, it's still quite nice to sometimes just get out of the drawer and have a play with it.
I mean, this one, the Led Zeppelin one.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just fantastic because it's got Rock On, Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
But he's gone mad. You signed it Rock On, Jimmy Page on the back, on the front, inside. Yes, it's obviously Pete called him in a good mood and well lubricated, and he's just signed it everywhere. That's a marvellous item.
Brilliant. Well, as you can see, there's a little bit of something for everyone. Lots and lots of sporting items, of course. Football, golf, cricket, baseball. There's the books, there's the hats, there's the CDs. There's also two other items that we can't actually fit in here, which is one is the book cabinet. And that's been donated by, is it Ursula's Antiques?
Yes.
Okay, who'd like to talk about that, guys?
Well, I haven't seen the piece myself, although I bid on it already. But I've been in her store many times, and I love her stuff, and I like antiques, and Ursula's always been so generous and helped us all along. And I expect the bids to go a lot higher than the beginning bid that I started off with.
Sure, I'm sure you're right. It's solid elm wood. It's a book cabinet, so it doesn't look like a bookcase, as you can see. It's an actually enclosed cabinet. It looks almost like a bar or something. And the other item is a chair with a stool. Where did the chair and the stool come from?
Peter Marland.
Okay.
From Indonesia, marvellous.
All right. Okay, so the clock is ticking. These guys have got a meeting to get on with for getting everything sorted out for the Jesters Care for Kids for the charity day, and then of course for the party night. Please click on the website, go to the Jameson's website, get online, bid for these items, and of course we'll see you at the Care for Kids Day, and also for the auction night here at the party night at Jameson's on the 20th. This is Paul and Kim and Woody saying bye-bye.
How do we do, Mike?